Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So I thought it would be really wise for me to try to get as much planted as I could before I head out to the store. I'm not sure if I need any more potting soil. I want to see how many plants I can get planted so I can see what I'm working with, as far as I still have those 2 planters that you just saw. I also have the 2 other planters and like 1 more. So a total of 5 that I want to get planted really soon. And so I was like, let me just go ahead and try to see what I'm working with, what I need, so that we can make this all one stop. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about the plants that we're going to try to use today in those 2 containers. In the last video, or maybe a video before that, I shared with you where it was really hard to find snapdragons, the color that I wanted, and it still is the case. I actually went to my hometown and found these, but the color is different. I know it looks like orange and possibly yellow to you, but there are some like pinkish mauve color that kind of shines through. So I thought that that would be great to put with this. And then y'all know, as soon as I saw purple, we went ahead and picked up those. Now, as I was thinking about the container, I was like, let's do an edible flower, fruit, and possibly herb container garden, because I actually started some parsley from seed, and with the raised beds, a lot of the plants were not companion plants for parsley, but strawberry was one of the companion plants for parsley. And this is more like an ornamental strawberry. I am going to start strawberries from seed this season, probably in a couple of more months, but these are, they get really small, if you could see, and then it's only like maybe 5 to 6 inches apart, I want to say. Let's see, can we get them on here? 6 to 12, yeah, spaced like 5 inches apart. And so one of them checked out on me, I will tell you that. But I have regular strawberries in the garden. I'll start some more seeds, but since these are more, I mean, they're still edible, but they're more of the small strawberries, more kind of ornamental, I figured this would be something nice to drape over. Now, in the fall, when I plant my strawberries, the very first season, I always take off the blooms, let them establish good root growth, and then what I will do is the next spring is just let them take on all the growth. But they have some really pretty, like dark, oh, here's one, it's blooming, and I'll take that off, but it's more like a dark pink, if I can get it on here, more like a dark pink bloom. So I think I'm gonna add all of that, including the, where is my parsley at? Oh, right here, y'all. Including the parsley that we started from seed. And so we'll just make this our edible container. Okay, so I did have to go back to the big box store and get another bag of the potting soil. Believe it or not, y'all, it was such a surprise. They only had like 3 left, and 2 of the bags were busted. I was like, what's going on here? But at least I found 1 bag. So I just kind of placed all of the plants where I think I'm gonna put them, because y'all know how I am about changes. And I still gotta stand back and look and see. But let's go over the snapdragons and the other plants. So the snapdragons are going to be our thriller. So really quick, if you want to grow in containers, make sure you click the link in the description and get a free container gardening guide. But normally when I do, it's not always necessary, but normally if I do a container, I try to do a theme, and then I try to do the thriller, filler, spiller. But you do what makes you happy. And like I always tell my family, my sister, do what you are willing to look at every day. If you like it, then that's all that matters. It does not matter anymore. So we have the snapdragons in the back, and they get about 2 feet tall. Then we're going to have our spiller, which is the strawberries. I'm going to plant them a little bit closer to the end, so we're going to have them spilling over. And basically the violas and the parsley are just going to be our fillers. And remember, y'all, these are all edible. Like, you can take these blooms for the snapdragon and you can put them on your salad, and you can take the blooms from the viola and put them on your salad. But that's why I say I normally do a theme, which this is going to be like an edible container garden. So we'll just say edible flower, vegetable, and herb container garden. Y'all, look at this. No lie. You see, y'all think I was going to be playing? Oh my God. But look, this is letting me know about squash, because I think that's a squash bug. Back in the old garden, we had a lot of leaf-footed bugs, but those look like the squash bugs to me. I probably need to verify that. But y'all, I'm gonna go grow squash, but that's not what we're talking about. I am about to get ready to go ahead and plant these, water them in, and also mulch. Now we're going to use the coconut core mulch that I really like. So we're going to use that, and then we're going to go ahead and try to get everything planted today. And then I'm walking back and I'm looking and thinking, y'all, because in another video I did share with you where I had bought some tulips, and I need to get those tulips in like last week and a half ago. And what I just may do is cut out right here, because a lot of this grass is already dead underneath. Cut out and put some tulips right here, just so that I don't let them go to waste. Or either I will put them in the big wine barrel, half wine barrel, and place them somewhere so that they can bloom next year. See how my mind is just like going. But I want to get these planted in because I really need to water a lot of these as well. They're getting leggy and they're getting dry. So let's go ahead, let's get these planted. Okay, so let's talk a little bit while our mulch is expanding. That is the coconut coir mulch, and it comes in a block like that, and so you have to wet it up and then it'll slowly start to expand. I may need to add more water. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and then you can just kind of start breaking it apart. So we're waiting for that to expand because that's what we're going to use as our mulch. Now, if you look very closely in the video, I switched it up just a little bit because I was thinking having the strawberries on this side, so it'd be like in the middle and they're draping over in the middle. I told y'all I do stuff like that. So we just have our snapdragons, our violas, and then our parsley on each side. Now what I'm about to do, because they're very leggy, and when I mean leggy, I think this is a good example, like how this is. They're very leggy, and then they also need deadheading. And a lot of times they get leggy like that because the big box stores put them out when it's still a bit too hot. And violas and snapdragons and pansies, they're cool weather. Actually, the lady taught me this at the nursery that I used to go to. Like, you have to be really careful and put them out and plant them out at the right time so that they're not leggy. So we're gonna wait a few minutes. I'm gonna deadhead, and then we'll get our mulch on. So I wanted to give you all a little bit closer up of how I am determining what to deadhead, because sometimes with the violas you can get just a bit confused because sometimes what you think may be new blooms coming on may be the flower going to seed. So this is what I'm talking about. So right here, if you look, this is like a new flower that's coming, and then this right here is a flower that has bloomed and is actually starting to go to seed. So this is what we're going to deadhead, but sometimes they can be a little bit tricky to determine. Here's another one that is going to seed. So they'll start off with this little small ball shape right here, but this one has actually gotten bigger. So you just really have to look inside of the bloom to see, okay, is it starting to flower or is it starting to bloom? So that is what I'm looking at when I am cutting. So a lot of these are actually starting to bloom. So it's really just the one I just cut off, and this one right here that we can take off. And either you can use snips. I really like these because they kind of get to right down to the plant. And what you want to do when you're deadheading, you want to follow this stem all the way down. So sometimes you got to get on in there. You want to follow it all the way down and then snip it off there. But always make sure that you sanitize your snips. I use alcohol. You can use peroxide, just so that you don't transfer any diseases or funguses or anything like that. Okay, so we have everything planted up. We got our coconut coir here. A couple other things you may have noticed was like, if you saw me like tapping on here. So these are self-watering containers, and we got these a few years ago. I did a video about it that I'll try to link if I can find it. But I noticed that the older that they get, it's like the rain gauge. This is what you call the rain gauge. It's almost like the rain gauge isn't working. And for this one right here, I know that it has water in here because I rolled it over here and I don't even see the rain gauge at all. So I may have to just like pop it off and see what's going on. But it definitely does help with watering. So this is another reason why I put it right here, because when I do have them planted, I don't have to water as much. We put a nice amount of mulch in these containers because let me tell y'all, let's just hold it for a minute. This is why I've started doing voiceovers. It's for a couple of reasons. I don't know what's going on. He want to go inside or she want to go inside and nobody's listening to him. No animals, no nothing that nothing, no reason why the noise is just all day, every day. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't bother me, but I know that y'all might, hear it every video. Now that we're in the new place, they just want to go back inside. So I guess they're let out to do whatever, and then they just want to get back inside. But let's keep going. I just had to put that there, just in case you see me doing a few more voiceovers. That's why, all day, every day, from about 7:30 in the morning maybe to whenever. But the mulch. Okay, so let's talk about the mulch. So the mulch, you always hear me say this is what's considered a garden essential, because mulch does a lot of things, but it does help conserve the moisture. Although these are self-watering containers, they really help conserve the moisture. They help with weed control. When you put them like in ground beds, they help with erosion. They can do a whole bunch of things. So if you don't add mulch to your plants, then you're missing out. It's really going to help you in the long run, because we try to develop different systems when it comes to making gardening easier, and mulch is definitely going to be your friend. This is the coconut core mulch that we have, and you saw earlier that it comes like in a block, so you have to wet it, let it expand, and then you're able to put it on there. But I want y'all to hit the subscribe button, because I know that over the time, now again, since we're going into the fall and the winter season, they're probably going to grow a little bit slower. But also the mulch is going to help with the temperature control. So when it gets down like really cold, it'll help insulate the plants too. Again, we're now in zone 8A versus 8B. So all of this is going to be an experiment. Y'all know in Savannah, I really didn't have to do a whole lot of covering. The only time I covered my plants was like maybe when it got down to like 17 degrees. I went and put a frost blanket on. But over the next few days or over the next couple of weeks, what I'm going to do is start setting up, because it does get a little bit colder here. I'm going to start setting up what I use for the frost blankets, and just kind of get the garden ready. So in the event that the temperature drops really low, I can just come out, put the frost blankets on, make sure they're anchored down with some bricks, which I probably need to go get, and or you can do like sandbags, just in case we get like a low temperature night. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button so you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.